had a vision about getting married. I mean, I really wasn't a girly girl. I was a typical tomboy. And so I never had that vision of, you know, my knight in shining armour and a beautiful wedding, and I just didn't have that I didn't have that vision of fairy tale wedding. I have dated a stripper, but also a male model who was very handsome. And I actually spent 8 years in a relationship quite early on, when I was quite young, with someone which was really just a boy next door type, really. So quite different ends of the scale. I knew of Nick through the boyfriend that I was going out with at the time, and he was sort of really just a face in the background of a group of people that I didn't really ever spend any time with, but just sort of knew of him. But a few years later, I was in a wine bar in London with my sister. We were having a real girly night, maybe a bit tipsy, and I bumped into him, and I must admit, you know, he was gorgeous, and I was smitten quite early on. We had talked about getting married, and after a little while, Nick whisked me off to a romantic weekend in Prague, which we're both really looking forward to going to. And I sort of had a hunch that this might be the weekend he was going to ask. So I had taken all my best clothes, and we'd planned some romantic dinners and nights out. So on the first night out, I got all dressed up and got myself ready, and no proposal came. And on the second night, same as, we'd been round Prague all day, and it was lots of opportunities, but no proposal the second night. And by the third night, I'm thinking, well, maybe this isn't the weekend. And when I look back now, I can now remember Nick got ready really quickly on the third night. And he was fully dressed in the bedroom, whereas I was still in my dressing gown. And at the time, I had longer hair, and I had my hair in these big yellow rollers, a bit like a sunflower, and with my makeup on. And I was just about to get dressed, and he stood in the middle of the bedroom in the hotel and suddenly blurted out, "Will you marry me?" And I know, I have to admit, I did actually laugh, because it was just I looked so ridiculous. But the fact that he could ask me to marry me when I had rollers in my hair, then maybe that's a good sign. And of course I said yes. We purposely chose an afternoon wedding because we really wanted the castle to sort of be all lit up in the darkness of the afternoon. So we got ready at the castle. My sister and my sister-in-law, or what would be my sister-in-law, was there with her daughters, who were my bridesmaids, and to help me get ready. And we had the room upstairs where royalty had supposedly stayed in the past, and obviously champagne, goes without saying, to take away those nerves. And at the time I remember being very calm, but I think it was actually underneath the calm surface was a very, very nervous bride. And we had so many people around us. There was the photographer, there was the chap actually videoing the whole day, the makeup artists, and there was a few of those because there were so many of us to get ready. There was Jacqueline even broke her nail sort of about 2 hours before the wedding, so we even had our nail lady there sorting out the nail being repaired. So there was lots going on, really busy. So we had a wonderful wedding. The ceremony went beautifully. We had all of close friends and family there, and after dinner, we then had another 100 people turn up for the actual sort of party in the evening. And one of the best pieces of advice anyone had given me was, make sure you and Nick take time out during your wedding to meet up and just be together, and maybe step back and have a look at the whole, all your guests enjoying themselves. We were really lucky enough to have Alexander O'Neill perform live for us at the castle, and it was such a fantastic venue, and he actually came right down in the middle of the party area, and all of the guests, of course including Nick and myself, were standing around while he was singing. I think one of the things that both Nick and I really did right from the beginning in our relationship, and it's carried on into our marriage, and we've both found that actually we've never done this in previous relationships, is being really honest with each other. It's really always telling each other if there is a problem, or if we need help, or if we just want to share something, and really being there for each other. In previous relationships, we had both always kept those problems to ourselves and never really dealt with them. So in our relationship and in our marriage, we've always taken time out to really share everything with each other. And that actually, over the years, has really built up a wonderful trust. And really, I would say trust is one of the key issues in a successful relationship or marriage.